Hey YouTube, hey subscribers, thanks for tuning in. I've stated before on other videos that I personally believe there's a very clear distinction between psychopaths and narcissists. I don't think the line is very thick, and they are certainly in the same family, but they are different, and in my opinion, the differentiation lies in their need for people. In my opinion, psychopaths do not have a very strong need for people or for the presence of other people. Conversely, narcissists seem to truly need people in order to function and in order to gain their supply. One way that I have verified this to myself and seen it play out over and over again is in the narcissist's need to see you. What I mean by see is literally they have to have eyes on you. They need to have their eyeballs on your physical person, not your virtual person, your physical human body person. They have to see you. A picture is not sufficient. Your voice is not sufficient. A FaceTime video type phone call is not sufficient. Narcissists will not be satisfied until they are actually looking at you. So what would the reason for this be? The reason, I believe, is because unlike the psychopath, the narcissist takes all their cues from you. They know what to do next based on what you either are doing or have done. So that's how they position themselves in your life and know which angle of attack to go after next. If the narcissist can't see you, they can't pick up on that visual context that is present in face-to-face interactions. It frustrates them a great deal. It actually makes them very anxious, very irritated, and very aggravated. And if they don't get their wish to physically see you, it will cause them to go off the deep end eventually. But they are going to make every effort to command your presence before they flip out and finally go off the deep end. In just talking through this and discussing this with you guys, I'm reminded of a video I did of an individual who was demanding my presence after a very long workday and after working a full-time job and a part-time job. I declined this individual's last-minute invitation and they proceeded to flip out on me. And it all goes back to the point of this video. They have to see you. They demand to see you. If they can't corner you and get you in their web and in their quarters, they lose it, because that's where a lot of their power and control lies. Their power and control lies in being able to just watch you. I've mentioned in videos before, I believe, I'm not sure, how you can sometimes sense the narcissist just staring at you. I think I brought this up in my Never Underestimate the Power of Jealousy video, how you can just sense them just watching you out of the corner of your eye. You can feel their eyes on you and you can feel them watching you. And it's almost like they're frozen in time as they're observing you doing something usually pretty regular, eating, talking, watching someone else talk. They're studying your every move and your every behavior, looking for micro expressions, looking for changes and shifts, and figuring out what they need to do next or what that means. They're always interpreting you. It's like they're studying you for interpretation constantly for no real reason. You don't have to be anybody special. You don't have to be doing anything spectacular other than being alive and being yourself. And if a narcissist has fixated on you, they will fixate on you and try to pull you inward. Whereas the psychopath, in my opinion, either is not trying to pull you inward, pushes you outward, or has no regard for you whatsoever. Because I believe the psychos are motivated by their own little system that's running in their head. And it can run off in a million different directions, but I don't think psychopaths' end goal is to constantly corner you and have you like as their own little personal puppet, because they have kind of more grandiose end goals, if that makes sense. I don't think most psychopaths have time to be tethered to another human being like that. That's just my opinion though, guys. This is not coming out of the DSMV. Narcissists are trying to pull you in. They're trying to capture you. Whereas the psychos, who knows what they're thinking about, but it's typically not, how can I pull this person in? So the narcissist has to see you. One of my primary themes on this channel always has been, if you have a vehicle, stay with your car at all times when it comes to these people. Why? Because they are very obsessive. And once they have you in their presence, they're going to do everything in their power to keep you there and kind of keep you bound up in some meaningful way, be that talking too much, be that you can't leave because you're trapped because you have no car. The less you want to be there, the greater of a win it is for the narcissist. Because again, all of their supply comes from their interaction with you. So that's why the phone calls really aren't sufficient. That's why if you're into the FaceTiming and things like that, it's really not sufficient for your narc because they can't take in the full 360 of you. It's very limited. It's very a one-sided view of you, and it's not a real interaction. The number one thing that they use against you is the power they have and the power that they pull from you when you are in their presence. So what do we do with this knowledge and this information? To the best of your ability and as much as you are able, avoid face-to-face contact with known narcissists. You will not always know who they are right away. You won't. You won't always be able to spot them. You won't always be able to identify them. But the ones you know for a fact you're satisfied with the belief that they may be. And if you have the ability to not be in their presence, don't be in it. If you still have to maintain contact for whatever reason, do that, but do it over the phone or do it in writing, do it via text. Do whatever you can to sever that soul tie with the narcissist when you are face to face and in person, because I do believe they're shooting outward energetically towards you and latching on to you energetically. And that is something that really can only occur in person. Yes, it can occur over the phone and over the internet, but it really, really only occurs in person, and it especially occurs if you have to see this person or these people more than once. It establishes that tie, that bind, and that's what they use to essentially suck you dry. That face-to-face interaction is what they use to tell themselves all kinds of stories about you. They see you yawn and make up a story. They see you laugh and make up a story. They see you smile and make up a story. They see you not smile and make up a story. The narcissist becomes consumed with you when you are their target. And you always will know that you're their target. Narcissists are natural gang stalkers. They're all natural gang stalkers. They were born to gang stalk people. It goes beyond a fatal romantic attraction. It goes beyond that. It's almost a fatal obsession with a certain person who they desperately want to draw supply from and either can't get it or are getting it. Sometimes they are getting their supply from that person and it's good supply and they want it to keep coming. So this is why they always demand and command your in-person presence. I hope this has been a useful video for you. I hope this helps explain some of the things that maybe have been happening to you or happened to you in the past. But pay attention to how often and how much and how indignant they become if you deny them your face-to-face presence. Pay attention and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.